Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no. Guys, I've been doing this for a really long time, but I've never garnered as much popularity as I have for these videos on Freya Sky. Thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown my Freya Sky videos. I would like to take a moment to say thank you to the YouTube algorithm for all the promotion that you've been giving my Freya Sky videos, and thank you to each and every one of you for promoting these videos the way that you have, for how many times you've hit the like button, how many times you've been sharing them. I've noticed some of my videos have been popping up on social media accounts all over the world. Thank you so much for that, because I was just a loser that was uploading videos that didn't really make a whole lot of sense to anybody until I fell into this niche, and I've never left since. I've never felt so honored to be a commentator on your favorite niches, Descendants and Zombies, and I want to stay like this for forever and always. I want to ensure the legacies of your favorite Descendants and Zombie stars. That be the reason behind this YouTube channel. That's why I'm here. That's why we're all here, because we're fans of Freya Sky and we love her so much. She's taken the UK by storm, she's taken the world by storm, and I've never felt so honored to talk about a superstar and her future, and felt so honored to be covering it for you guys. Because I really do believe that a lot of the videos that have been uploaded by Freya Sky in the last 6 months have been filled with criticism. Ever since Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires premiered, everybody could never make sense of her being a day walker and what her role was going to be in the Zombies franchise. It was pretty obvious and very apparent that she was going to be taking on the role of Meg Donnelly, having the torch passed to her, and she's done a fabulous job of doing that. I think that she's doing a fabulous job like Addison's character portrayed by Meg Donnelly did many years ago. We saw the potential in her, and we're seeing even more potential than ever before from Freya Sky, because there's a passion. This is her first movie ever, so because it's her first movie ever, for sure she's going to be criticized, so the best thing we can do is support her, and we can support her for the foreseeable future, because the way I look at it is she's going to be the next Taylor Swift, she's going to be the next Ariana Grande, and we can argue this as much as we like, but she's going to be the next Taylor Swift. I really do believe that, because I look at Taylor Swift's career and her unprecedented rise to success. It happened because Taylor Swift represented everything that a teen idol should have represented many years ago, and I feel as if the same conversation has revolved around the same 5 celebrities all the time, whether it be Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, Sabrina Carpenter. And the more that I think about it, because I've been doing this a really long time, you know, rolling back to the 1990s, and the conversation was always about Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and competing for the top spot on the top 100 Billboard chart. The battle between NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys for supremacy and the #1 album. I remember when the Backstreet Boys' debut album premiered in 1996. So the same conversations have revolved for the last at least 25 years around the same 5 or 6 pop stars. So I think it's undeniable the love and support that you guys have shown Freya Sky, which I fully support. And I'm here to tell you guys there's nothing wrong with that. So this can only mean one thing, because of the love and support that you've shown Freya Sky recently for my videos and the numbers you've been putting up on this YouTube channel. Jonathan Clarke on YouTube has to upload videos about Freya Sky every day for the rest of his life, or Descendants and Zombies for the rest of his life. And I'm sure you guys have not a problem with that in the world, because you'll get your Descendants and Zombies videos every day for the rest of your life. I know Zombies 5 feels like forever away, an eternity away, 5 years. So what are we going to do for the next 5 years? Well, we're going to talk about Freya Sky, because I really do believe that Freya Sky can never be shown enough praise. I got that from the performance of Gold Is Gone at the Worlds Collide Tour, that emotional breakdown she had on stage, being so thankful and so appreciative of being lost in the moment with each and every one of you. I got that from the performance of Rewrite the Stars with Malachi Barton, when he put her arm around her and told her she was going to be something special, because she had all the talent in the world. The one thing I notice about Malachi Barton is he's so incredibly supportive of Freya Sky. Does anybody else out there notice that? They look so cute together. You guys were right. And I have to start listening to you guys more, because you know what's up with Descendants and Zombies. Shout out to every critic out there. Listen to the Descendants and Zombies universe, because they know what's up. Descendants and Zombies fans are so appreciative of every moment they're a part of, so appreciative of the franchises, and I think we need to be listening more to the fans of Descendants and Zombies, because they know they're pop stars, they know they're superstars, and they know who are going to become legends overnight. Let me just go on record for saying this. You guys will ensure the legacies of your favorite stars, and you will ensure that they will become legends. At the D23 Expo one of these years, we're going to be honoring the entire cast of Descendants and Zombies. We are going to be honoring the franchises like no other franchises have ever been honored before. If you can put High School Musical and Hannah Montana in the Disney Hall of Fame, then you can give Descendants and Zombies their own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame for sure. You know, if Kermit the Frog can have his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Arnold Schwarzenegger, so too can your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars. You know, you can give Ozzy Osbourne, you can give Michael Jackson, these Hollywood Walk of Fame stars, all you want. But I think forever and always, for legendary conversations, it should revolve around Descendants of Zombies, because Disney was really waiting on a franchise to really captivate the world, take the world by storm. And Descendants of Zombies has done just that. But it couldn't have happened if not for each and every one of you. I mean, the reality that I'm faced with and waking up to every day is that if I didn't upload these Descendants of Zombies videos and you guys didn't receive them the way that you did, I would probably just be a loser on YouTube uploading videos about stuff that didn't make a whole lot of sense to a whole lot of people. But because of Dove Cameron, many moons ago, when I was uploading videos about her career and her profound success, she made me a celebrity overnight. And you guys made me a superstar overnight by receiving my videos the way that you have. Seriously, thank you so much. Freya Sky has a bright future ahead of her. Regardless of how critics may feel about her and wishing she would forever and always just disappear, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that her future has never been brighter than ever before. Because you take a song like Gold's Gone, it was an appreciative song. It was an emotional song that made you really think about life and your own situations, your own relationships, how you thought you may have loved somebody that didn't love you in return, and how you wanted to get the most out of life and your experiences. That's why I really appreciated how emotionally overcome she was at the Worlds Collide Tour, and the collaboration of the Gold's Gone Worlds Collide Tour music video that uploaded to Vivo literally hours after the performance and got millions of views and thousands of likes. Freya Sky is in the position now to really take over on YouTube with 500,000 subscribers. You know, that's a dream of mine, to have 500,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. So if you're watching this YouTube video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and push me that much further to 500,000 subscribers, because I really do believe that everybody can make a difference in this lifetime. I've drawn a lot of inspiration for Freya Sky from my videos, because I really do believe that Freya Sky has really inspired me to be a better person. I've said this about Ruby Rose Turner for years. I say this because it's really hard to find genuinely kind people in this lifetime. So every opportunity you have to be around somebody like Ruby or Freya, I think you should really take the most of that opportunity and make the most of every opportunity you're given in this lifetime, because really you only have one life to live, and the most precious commodity in that one life you have to live is time, because time always runs out. I know that many of you attended the Worlds Collide Tour and you hoped that that was a moment that was going to last for forever. And I want you guys to know that I fully support you in that, because the Worlds Collide Tour generated a lot of conversation and a lot of attention for YouTube channels and YouTube creators on YouTube, and they took full advantage of that. My sole intention with this YouTube channel was to spread a message of kindness, and I found the most effective way of doing that was through the power of Descendants of Zombies, because of such a reach that the Descendants of Zombies universe has, because of cultural diversity and how many fans of Descendants of Zombies actually exist out there. Like for on YouTube, for instance, it has 600,000 people who are fans of Descendants of Zombies. So because there are 600,000 fans of Descendants of Zombies, that means I've got a lot of work to do, because I have a lot of Descendants of Zombies fans to meet. And if you're somebody who I have yet to meet, please hit my subscribe button so you can be a part of this incredible journey that you girls have had me on for what feels like forever. It really has been an honor for me to talk about your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, past and present. I've had so many conversations about Dove Cameron, so many conversations about Sophia Carson, like this morning when I was uploading retro videos about Descendants of Zombies. But I noticed that my Freya Sky videos were blowing up, 2 videos back to back, so I thought I'd make a third one for you guys, and hopefully it will receive to each and every one of you just as much as the previous ones have. And I want to let you guys know that I will make as many Freya Sky videos as I possibly can on her character Nova and her career in general, because I really do believe, and I'm fully supportive of her being the next Taylor Swift. Shout out to Big Machine Records. We're going to try to get one over on you with Freya Sky. I think that the acquisition of Freya Sky has made the future of zombies look brighter than ever before, because we don't really know a lot about her. So when we heard stuff about her being a fan of video games and a fan of board games and a fan of playing the recorder, I saw a lot of myself in Freya Sky, because I do remember playing the recorder in grade 5 music class, and that wasn't a whole lot of fun. I also remember myself being a huge fan of video games like Crash Bandicoot and Metal Gear Solid and Grand Theft Auto and Super Mario. I played all the hits. So I saw a lot of myself in Freya Sky, and that's what I really appreciated about Freya Sky, was how we saw a lot of ourselves in Freya Sky in situations we were dealing with in our own lives that perhaps we couldn't make sense of, and we had people like Freya Sky helping us make sense of our own lives, which is kind of really cool. And I give a profound lot of credit to Freya Sky, and I'd like to give a profound amount of thank yous to Freya Sky for, helping us make sense of our own lives, because whenever we felt lost, we had people like Freya Sky helping us make sense of our own lives when we really couldn't, Kind of like how you guys really brought this guy back on YouTube who thought his career was over 7.5 years ago, thought I had told my story and completed it, and then from out of nowhere a bunch of people who were fans of Descendants and Zombies started contacting me, wanting videos uploaded about Descendants and Zombies, along with persuasion from my friends saying I had more of a story to be told, people would appreciate my opinion, so I came back and revolved all my conversation around Descendants and Zombies. After a few Dove camera videos had surfaced on my YouTube channel, they exploded overnight. I was waking up with 1,000 views per video, and I couldn't believe it. And it was because of all the love and support that you guys have shown for these stars. You know, the conversation has forever and always existed about Miley Cyrus and the Jonas Brothers and Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande. No matter what Disney or Nickelodeon star you could give contributions to for the success of Disney and Nickelodeon, it was always the same 4 or 5 stars that were popping up in conversations. Same thing happened in the lateral part of the 1990s before the turn of the millennium. That's why I say that the contributions of Freya Sky have constantly been overshadowed, and I think that it's been going on for far long enough now, and it's long overdue that somebody actually show them the credit and the respect that they deserve, because I don't think they're ever shown enough credit. I mean, Disney is already discussing a global expansion off the Worlds Collide Tour, which means they're going to be heading overseas, which is going to give Descendants and Zombies ever more promotion than ever before. And for those of you who have never experienced an overseas concert before on pay-per-view, it is really amazing. I used to watch overseas concerts on pay-per-view all the time in my basement when I was a teenager, and they were incredible because of the high energy in the crowd, how appreciative the crowd is, how everybody from overseas is just so appreciative of the moment. I think this is exactly what Kylie Cantrell, Freya Sky have been waiting on for forever, and I fully support that. And I'm really intrigued by this because I'll have the opportunity to cover it on my YouTube channel. And for those of you who are loyal Descendants and Zombies fans, you'll be here, because the reason why you're here is because you're a huge fan of Descendants and Zombies, and because my YouTube videos are finding their way out into the YouTube recommendation system virtually every night. More people are finding my videos and hearing my voice, which I can never seem to tell you guys how appreciative I am of, because I never ever thought my videos would be received by such a huge global audience of a new generation. I've been a part of every Disney generation that there's been to be a part of for at least the last 30 years. And I have never had a response like I've gotten from Descendants and Zombies in my reviews of it. What my issue was with Descendants and Zombies was within hours of the movie's premieres, dating all the way back to July 31st, 2015, which was the same night Bunk premiered, and I was a huge fan of Peyton List. So because I was a huge fan of Peyton List, I was initially tuning in for the Bunk premiere, and I stayed tuned for Descendants. So I watched the 2.5-hour long production, and I thought it was fabulous. I thought it was the best musical since High School Musical. So I was in the middle of writing a review, and I jumped on Rotten Tomatoes, and I jumped on IMDb.com, and I noticed that everybody was criticizing Descendants, and I said to myself, you know, they're not really giving this much of a chance. I said, geez, something's got to be done here. So I just started uploading a bunch of written columns with Descendants, a bunch of videos on YouTube, and everybody just started receiving me so well and really made me your voice of Descendants and Zombies, because there's nobody else out there on YouTube that you can give that same distinction to, because a reaction video doesn't really serve much of a purpose. It doesn't really intrigue you, because they don't really tell you how they felt about a music video. They don't feel inspired by it at all. They're just reviewing it for the purpose of reviewing it. It's almost like these people who upload these reaction videos don't know the basic concepts of Descendants and Zombies, which are pretty basic, really easy to understand, really simple for the age demographic it attracts. So I think they're just doing it to pretty much get reactions out of people. That's why they call them reaction videos. So I tried to turn it around and create a bunch of videos that had commentaries in them, which a lot of people don't do because they don't know how to commentate on Descendants and Zombies. And that's really what it boils down to, is nobody really knows how to commentate on Descendants and Zombies. Like, for instance, if you're a fan of Red, then tell us why you're a fan of Red. If you're a fan of Nova, then tell us why you're a fan of Nova. I'm not just a fan of Freya Sky because I love karate or wanted to live a Kung Fu Panda kind of free life. I'm a fan of Freya Sky because of her passions for playing the recorder, for playing board games, for eating plain cheeseburgers at McDonald's. Because if there was one guy you would see in the drive-thru at McDonald's at 3 a.m. after DJing on Saturday nights, it was this guy. And you haven't lived until you DJ until 3 a.m. every weekend. So I saw a lot of myself in Freya Sky, which is why I became very appreciative of her and why she was so appreciative of being around everybody she was with, because that's one thing I noticed about Freya. If there was one girl who was deserving of an opportunity and to be given a chance, it was Freya Sky. So I just uploaded a bunch of videos with a lot of prestige and hope for her future, and I will continue to do that because of the response they've received. So the way I choose to look at it is we can keep the conversation going about Freya Sky for just a little while longer. If you guys will do me the honor of allowing me to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies for that much longer, I will do you the honor of talking about your favorite stars the way they were meant to be talked about. Because when you see people like Freya Sky and Meg Donnelly saying in live interviews that they feel as if they're not good enough, that really creates a problem. That presents a problem for me, and I think there's something that can be done about it. And how we do something about it is by uploading videos to offer encouragement to people like Freya Sky, because if enough videos find their way out into the YouTube recommendation system, there is a chance, even if it's the smallest chance, that people like Freya herself will see and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Because I think that if you're uploading a video about Descendants and Zombies, the least you can do is say promising things about it and give it hope, because that's what the fans of the franchise are looking for, is hope and confidence that Zombies 5 will happen quicker than what critics are predicting. Because right now the rumored release window isn't going to be happening until 2028. And I know how you all feel about that. You're feeling like it's forever away. And I agree with each and every one of you. It feels like forever away. It really seems impossible for Zombies 5 to ever happen. Can we at least give it a chance? Like, when the Zombies 4 Place to Be music video dropped, why couldn't we just give it a chance? Why did people criticize it within the first 100 views of the video? Within less than 24 hours, it had like 200,000 views. So the 5 people who watched it that saw something bad about it and found something bad to criticize, immediately jumped on their YouTube channels and their written columns and couldn't say anything nice about it. And I wanted to upload, more positive reviews and more positive reactions, so I was one of the only guys on YouTube that found anything nice to say about it. Everybody seems so oblivious to the zombies concept. It's about how 2 people had seen each other in a reoccurring dream, had the chance to meet, and made the most of an opportunity. Like we all want to get to in our lives. I don't care who you are. You all dream of meeting somebody that you could spend the rest of your life with. I mean, that's the reality of life. I mean, nobody ever wants to live their life out and die alone. So I think that's what Zombies has really offered encouragement for, is that hope out there actually exists, regardless if you choose to believe it or not. That's what the message of the song Gold's Gone is, that hope can exist for really anybody. That's why it's such an emotional performance every single time Freya Sky performs it, because she's so in touch with her emotions. And that's something I really appreciate coming from Freya Sky, because a lot of people would not have that in touch of emotions to perform on that kind of level. So I think that if there ever was somebody that would forever and always be in the conversation about performing overseas, it would have to be Freya Sky. I think you really have to, make the most of an opportunity that you have with these stars, because the reality we're faced with is that Disney will never see stars like this ever again. The Disney star door has been a revolving door for forever. So many stars have come and gone. We've seen it with Miley. We've seen it with Selena. We've seen it with Demi. Lord knows we've seen it with Demi, with how many emotional breakdowns Demi's had over the years, which really surprises me why she's back now for the Camp Rock 3 reboot, which I'm really intrigued by. I've been paying a lot of attention to that on D23.com. The reality of it is that these stars will never be seen again. So I think that if this is a moment that we want to, have last for forever, I fully support that. And how we make it last forever and ensure its legacy will be fulfilled is by posting videos of positive reviews, which I feel as if there are never enough positive reviews uploaded. Because while I can choose to criticize Descendants and Zombies, I don't think that's a very effective way of doing it. I think that if you're going to upload 3 or 4 videos every day, then the most effective way of doing it is by reviewing it in the way that it was meant to be reviewed, so that somebody actually hits your subscribe button because they see the same appreciation they have for Descendants and Zombies coming from the host of the show. Because I really do believe that Descendants and Zombies has meant so much to so many wonderful people out there. I've spoke on cultural diversity, which is something that's really represented to its highest for Descendants and Zombies, because so many people of so many different cultures have felt inspired by Descendants and Zombies, which is why I can never say enough nice things about it, because some of the most beautiful friendships of all time have happened because of Descendants and Zombies, and I'm fully supportive of that. If you're friends because of Descendants and Zombies, more power to you. And if people like Kylie Cantrell and Meg Donnelly want to feel more confident than ever before, here's their chance. Because they need to realize and they need to understand that people actually appreciate them for being huge inspirations to them. They should never feel like they're not good enough. They should never feel as if they're up to standard for a certain label or a management company, because I know Disney makes them feel like they live in a box. And that's really ridiculous because I've heard stories about how Emily Osmond had to attend public school and then, act for Disney, and she felt like she lived inside of a box. She really felt trapped and confined, and I really felt for her years ago. I felt for so many of them. Demi Lovato, when she had so many emotional breakdowns and had to quit Disney. Sunny with a Chance was at the heights of popularity in season 2, and then halfway through it they had to revamp it into So Random because she had to quit because she was under so much pressure. Cracking under pressure is a really serious thing because Disney makes them feel like they live inside of a box, and I've seen that same kind of treatment exemplified for your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, which is why I kind of wanted to make life easier for them, in hopes they would see these videos and realize that there's a guy out there that does see the potential that exists with your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars, and that never enough good things can be said about them. I've been doing this for a really long time, and I say this because I've never seen anything that Disney has ever promoted, either Disney or Nickelodeon, has promoted with such prestige and such promise and such hope being represented by it. I think that no more powerful messages than what Descendants of Zombies have promoted have ever been distributed by Disney. And I'm talking about franchises like Hannah Montana that really only promoted how a dream can really happen for anybody. I think that Descendants of Zombies has always had reoccurring dreams and more than one. And it really was still hope in all of our minds, which I can never give the writers and producers enough profound thanks for having instilled in all of our hearts, because I feel as if more people than ever before have felt encouraged by Descendants of Zombies. More people than ever before have felt inspired by Descendants of Zombies. And I'll have a whole lot to say where this goes on my final show tonight, just before sunset. I say this because I really do love talking about Descendants of Zombies, and I feel as if there is never enough prestige shown out of franchises that have forever and always held a very special place in all of our hearts. And I think that with that being said, I think more people could make more of a consistent effort to upload videos on your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars with that same amount of prestige and hope for the franchise, because I feel as if a lot of people are shutting down your hopes and dreams of Zombies 5 ever happening, saying, well, if it's going to happen, it's not going to happen until 2028. There's a reason why the torch was set up to be passed in Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires to Victor and Nova. It was because they were carrying on the lineage and the legacy of Zombies, which is going to be very detailed, and far more detailed than many of us ever realize. So because of them passing the torch, that means there will be a Zombies 5. We just don't know when. The suggestion is just that it's not going to happen until 2028. So even if that means I have to upload videos every day for the rest of my life, well, I don't have a problem with doing that because I have the support and the love of every Descendants of Zombies fan and every fan of Freya Sky out there. So if there's one thing I'm going to do for the rest of my life, I guess it's going to have to be to upload Descendants of Zombies videos every day for the rest of my life. And I know you guys don't have a problem with that because you love Descendants of Zombies just as much as what I do. The reality of it is, I was looking for a franchise to fall in love with and to provide commentary on that I would also love to provide commentary on. And through that, I had the honor of meeting each and every one of you and sharing with you in the same passion that I fell in love with Descendants of Zombies, regardless if it was because of the music or the story or the characters and how revered the characters ultimately became, because mark my words, these characters will go down in history for being some of the greatest of all time, if not Disney legends, in the foreseeable future. I have a whole lot to say in the way of promise for these stars, and I just want to give them the benefit of the doubt regardless of who subscribes to this YouTube channel or who doesn't. Because the reality of this is you girls have had me on a journey for forever talking about Descendants of Zombies, and I am forever eternally grateful for each and every one of you being as supportive of what you have of this YouTube channel. 10,000 people every month watch this YouTube channel, and that's an impressive analytic, to be honest with each and every one of you. 10,000 people watching this YouTube channel every month. I can't even believe that. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support you have continuously and forever and always shown this YouTube channel, because I honestly don't know where I would be without your love and support. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to do that, because I have a lot to say where Descendants of Zombies goes. October is going to be a big month. We have the birthdays of Freya Sky and Ruby Rose Turner to be honoring, and I'm really excited about it. I honored Ruby Rose Turner last year on this YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing it again for you guys this year, and I'm incredibly excited about it. I'm really incredibly excited to be a part of whatever is coming our way about Descendants of Zombies. I know there's not a whole lot of action happening when it comes to Descendants of Zombies now as of late, but that doesn't mean that one can't create a bunch of Descendants of Zombies videos for you every day for the rest of his life, because I feel as if there's no better way to honor Descendants of Zombies than by creating a bunch of Descendants of Zombies videos that you too can appreciate. So if you haven't told your friends about this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to do that. You're probably going to want to hit the subscribe button yourself, because I think you're really going to like this YouTube channel as I upload this latest Freya Sky video and hope it has just as incredible a reach of all my previous Freya Sky videos I've had on this YouTube channel. Seriously, guys, thank you so much. Thank you to the YouTube algorithm for all the love and support that you guys have been showing these videos. Keep on showing your love and support for Freya Sky, and keep kindness in your heart. And forever and always, always never forget to stay calm and zombie on into the foreseeable future, because there's a whole lot of conversation happening about Descendants and Zombies, your favorite franchises, on this YouTube channel. Jonathan Clarke on YouTube will forever and always be here as your voice of Descendants and Zombies. So honored to be that for the foreseeable future. Stay calm and zombie on, everybody. We'll talk again in just a few hours from now.